Cloudy skies and a high of 85. With 24-hour-a-day coverage at the Weather Channel Cable Network, I'm Brent Bass for 640 WGST.
Thanks, Brent. 80 degrees at Atlanta's official weather station. News Radio 640 WGST.
If you wanted to paint like a pro...
Grapes.
Gee.
But his parents kept forgetting to put grapes in his lunchbox.
So what happened?
Well, Billy was so upset that he dropped out of school and eventually went into advertising.
Oh, no.
Oh, yes. Now off to sleep, you two. Maybe now I'll get some grapes.
Grapes, the natural snack. California Table Grape Commission.
This is where your FM station gets its news. So why wait? Get the story here first. From us, News Radio 640 WGST.
You know, I made up my mind today when I played this jam. When I found this jam, The House of the Rising Sun by the Animals, I tell you, I made up my mind. I'm going to New Orleans this weekend. I'm going down to Baton Rouge. Take a couple of days off. I'm going to shoot on down and see my main man, Ted. Oh, Ted, the greedy man in Baton Rouge. He lives on Picardy Avenue. Got the address and everything. I think I'll surprise him. Shoot down to Baton Rouge, the Red Stick. Stop at a couple of small towns and then head on down to New Orleans, do a little fishing, go out in the Gulf to Oil Rig 47, exactly 3.5 miles off the coast of Venice, Louisiana, in the Gulf of Mexico, past the brackish water. A lot of you don't know what brackish water is. Brackish water is where the Mississippi River dumps fresh water into the salty Gulf. Those two waters converge, and it's called brackish water. And there are different types of fish that survive and thrive in brackish water. Shrimp. We were fishing with shrimp for croaker. I caught 47 croaker. I caught a 37.5-pound red snapper. My hand to God. No lie. 37.5-pound red snapper. And ate him. I tell you, had a great time. Rode around one whole day. Just rode around one whole day in Venice, Louisiana. Beautiful people down there. The ones you think are white are black, and the ones you think that are black are white. You'll talk to them, and they'll say, "Hey, man, what happening, man?" You know, they talk with this Cajun-type Creole type thing. You know, they're cold-blooded, beautiful people. Gotta look up some folks down there, I tell you. I'm going to Baton Rouge and New Orleans. I ought to go tonight, but I'm scared. I'm gonna wake up in the morning if I still got the urge. If not, I'll be here. Just talking. William in Southwest Atlanta, how you living?
I'm living large. How about yourself?
Cousin William, how you living?
That's right.
Have y'all closed the pool?
No. We're waiting on you to come over before we close it. But it's getting chilly. You better hurry.
Yeah, my daughters have been on me. We have not been swimming not one time in your pool.
Oh, well, you'll make it.
Is the pool table still open in the basement?
Yeah.
Well, y'all need to cut that air conditioning down, man. I damn near died the last time I went swimming over there. We cooked out on the grill, went swimming, and came in and shoot some pool and like they froze to death.
Well, we're going to have to talk to Dad about that.
I tell you, but y'all got the best, most well-stocked, and I was doing a little snooping while I was in your crib. Y'all have the best, Uncle Willie has the best, most well-stocked freezer, deep freezer in the world. Where does he get all those shrimp and things from, and steaks and things?
Going home.
Down to Savannah.
Yeah, that's right.
That would be a good trip. Now, that's a good trip. It's close.
It is.
I could go to Savannah and get me some fresh crabs and come right back.
That's what he does.
He does it and turns right around and you know, I'm not going to go down there and turn right around.
Well, shoot, I'd like to stay at least 6 hours.
I'm going to go and stay a day and go up there on the Hilton Head Beach and go to Port Royal, South Carolina, and go up along the see some of them Gola people and things.
That would be nice. But what I'm calling the best concert I went to,
yeah,
61.
1961, Iron Butterfly, In-A-Gadda-Da Vida.
That's right.
You were just, that was their only hit. That was the In-A-Gadda-Da Vida, baby.
About 30, 40 minutes.
Now, was that a devil or satanic tune or something? Everybody's talking about In-A-Gadda-Da Vida. What did it mean?
Oh, shoot, it was just a drug trip song.
A drug trip song. It was bad, though, man. The 45, I think, was like two-sided, and it played for like 30 minutes on one side and 30 minutes on the other side. And all they ever said was, In-A-Gadda-Da Vida, baby, horny.
Well, we're reminiscing to right.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
Okay. back in the early 70s.
1970s.
I was over to my Aunt Margaret's house.
Over to my mama's house.
That's right. And I was out in the front yard playing by myself. You know the gas light or the light that was in the front yard?
Yeah.
It went out.
Okay.
Jet black in the yard.
Okay.
Now I hear something coming out of the house going, hoo-ah.
That was me.
That was you scared the daylight.
I was an expert at, I scared a rash on my sister. My sister Kim, in the pits of both of her arms, she used to have an allergic reaction. And when she went to your father, he sent her to a dermatologist. He was her pediatrician. He sent her to a dermatologist, and the dermatologist asked my mother, was my sister having any kind of stress? But every time they would go off, In those days, we didn't have Freddy Krueger. We didn't have Jason or that little doll on Child's Play 3.
We had Calvin and Steven.
Right, and we had Frankenstein and the Mummy and the Wolfman. And I could scare some folks to death. I could scare some children to death. I scared my little boy so bad one day. He was 3 years old, and I had company over to the house, and he embarrassed me in front of the company. Really, I embarrassed myself. But I had scared him so bad. He said, "You're my daddy. You're not supposed to scare me." And my partners just fell out and said, "Man, you ought to quit scaring kids."
It's part of growing up.
But I could put some cotton in my mouth and take a shirt and ball the shirt up and put it on my back like I had a hunchback and come in the room limping. And my sister would she would go to the bathroom on herself.
I'm going to have to try that one on my daughter.
Don't do that, man. That's cruel and unusual punishment. Don't do that. Love your daughter, man. And that's the beautiful daughter that you have.
Thank you. But
all right.
You have a good one now.
Man, you too, killer. I'm going to come over there and steal me a pack of shrimp out your daddy's freezer if I don't go to Savannah. Harvey, on the mobile phone. You're on the Talk How You Like Underground Posse.
Oh, I love your show.
Thank you, sir. We crazy tonight. We get crazy on Fridays, It's something about that gray paycheck that J-Corps gives us,
Yeah, I know. It's you're just laughing all over the bank.
There you go, with a wheelbarrow, I tell you.
Well, let me tell you.
All right.
I'll give you my little thing.
All right.
My little thing is that Clarence Thomas ought to be on the Supreme Court of the United States.
Yes, sir.
And I can't believe, because I've heard you for years and years, as a caller and as a host, that you buy off on that, and I think it's great.
Well, and this is my position on Clarence Thomas, and I've said it many times. I could nitpick and fine-tune the appointment, but I would never have expected George Bush, and I call him George Bush this time because other times he's Boy George, but I would have never expected President George Bush to appoint a black man, to nominate a black man for that position. So I am thankful, and I'm saying, like, hey, let's hurry up and get this thing over with, but no. These other organizations and these other folks want to fine-tune this thing, and they want to look a gift horse in the mouth. The next thing you look around, he might appoint Pee Wee Herman or somebody,
Let me tell you, who he will appoint next. If this doesn't go down, he's going to appoint the Hispanic out of Texas.
You're right.
No question about that.
No question.
Then he's going to have a female after that, and one of those is going to get it.
What about a black Hispanic female, a dark-skinned Puerto Rican sister?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Amen.
Amen. All right.
Walk right through it.
She walked right through.
Clarence Thomas, can you hear me for a second?
Yes, sir.
Clarence Thomas is a guy that's come out of nothing and made everything in his life.
I think I might go to Pinpoint, Georgia this weekend. You're trying to help me plan my itinerary. It's a 4-hour drive to Savannah. I think I can fill up that little Toyota.
Let me tell you, I'm a honky lawyer, but I'll tell you.
Where did you finish law school?
North Carolina, Chapel Hill.
Good school.
But anyway, Clarence Thomas is a guy that's busted his butt all his life and made it.
He's made it. And he's gonna make it past this little storm. He's gonna win. If he doesn't, hey, I'm gonna stay out of the next one. I don't care who they nominate. I'm gonna stay out of it. I won't take no calls. I don't even want to discuss it because I will be mad. Hey, thank you, Harvey. Chapel Hill, lawyer you. Appreciate your call. Tony and Mableton, the Time Surfer. Hey, we haven't heard from Mike. Byron Pop Festival. He was there. He got a hold of some of that bad acid in Byron, Georgia. Bad acid. Attention, please. The brown acid is bad acid.
Are you a good sexual communicator?
You know it.
If you are, I'd like to hear about it.
Hello.
This is Dr. Rita Hayter. Call me on For Adults Only, Saturday evening from 7 to 10 here on 640 WGST.
See, the bad thing about that, Miss Rita, Dr. Rita, That's prime time, for the activity. You ain't got time to talk about it. You need to have your show early Sunday morning when everybody's like the afterglow,
Green Thumb Tips with DeKalb Extension Agent Walter Reeves are sponsored by ChemLawn.
Grass clippings and fall leaves make a great combination. I'll have more after this.
If you thought all the rain would make your lawn beautiful, think again. You should call the experts, ChemLawn, and take advantage of their Quick Start program. Here's what the ChemLawn Quick Start program will do. Their lime treatment will sweeten soil. Then their aeration prepares the soil for seeding. Next, they premium seed with Rebel 2 Fescue and provide fertilization to encourage young seedlings. All that brings you quick results and a lush lawn. Only from ChemLawn. Call 514-2525. That's 514-2525. ChemLawn, exactly what you need.
Mix fall leaves and grass clippings together in a compost pile at the back of your yard. Keep the pile wet and wait until April. The grass clippings feed the microorganisms that eat the leaves, and they make good black compost. The compost is perfect for digging into a flower garden or an azalea bed. You'll also save space at the local landfill. I'm Walter Reeves with the DeKalb County Extension Service.
Broccoli? The president won't even eat broccoli.
One a day knows when it comes to nutrition, some people never grow up.
Help! Help!
That's why millions trust One a Day multivitamins. They know One a Day Maximum formula is complete with all the nutrients recommended by the U.S. government, plus beta-carotene, a nutrient found in leafy green vegetables.
I hate rabbit food.
So just eat sensibly and let One a Day do the rest. After all, 50 years of trust didn't happen overnight.
I don't want gimmicks. I want a long-distance phone company I can depend on. And I'm happy with AT&T, so that's where I'm going to stay.
Long distance you can count on.
I want to never have to worry about hearing any buzzing on the line. I want to just know that I don't have to think about it. It's always going to be there.
It's always worked. I've always used it, and I've never had one complaint.
AT&T, all you need to reach out.
What they promise, they deliver. And I can trust that they'll be there if I need their help.
AT&T.
This is where you can catch up on your money and Atlanta's business. Money and business reports every hour from the Wall Street Journal and the Atlanta Business Chronicle. Only on News Radio 640, WGST.
A lot of people say, Ralph, what is your last name? I was thinking about having a contest to name me, give me a last name, Ralph from Ben Hill. But Donna found out my last name. She knew that my last name is really X. I'm Ralph X. And she didn't like it. It didn't sound good. Mrs. Donna X. That didn't sound good, She preferred Donna Sailor. Over there on TV. She's only level the line. Oh, hey, I gotta jump. Excuse me, Bobby. Excuse me, the time surfer. Excuse me, Tony. But I gotta jump to somebody who has hit a nerve. He wants to talk about something that's near and dear to me. Let's go to College Park and talk to John about brackish water. John, what you know about brackish water?
Well, man, I'm from Mobile, Alabama.
Uh-oh. Okay.
Now, you were right, but brackish water, generally speaking, is when fresh water meets salt water.
That's what the Mississippi and the Gulf of Mexico, that's the situation.
Right, but when you hit my nerve, because you always talk about off the coast of New Orleans.
Yeah.
You need the best fishing, man, is off the coast of Alabama and in Mobile Bay.
No.
Oh, man, come on, get out of here.
What's down there? Snapper, grouper?
Snapper, everything.
Sunfish, redfish?
Flounder.
Flounder?
Redfish, bluefish, snapper, crab.
All right, now what about the sea out there? Is it choppy?
Well, I went this weekend for Labor Day.
Yeah.
And it was sort of choppy.
But see,
it was raining down there.
Now, what kind of boat did you go out in? What kind of ship did you go out in?
We chartered a boat, so it was not a very big boat.
Well, see, here's the deal on Louisiana. I go down with my buddy, Dr. Curtis Dilworth.
Right.
He's a dentist here in Atlanta, and he got jammed up. Man, I was messed up all this year with this Operation Desert Storm, Desert Shield mess. He's been all jammed up over there at Fort Stewart for the past year with this mess. But before that, he's got a boat in dry dock down in a very, very, very small town. You know, the Mississippi River dumps out into the Gulf of Mexico in 5 fingers.
Right.
There are 5 distinct different fingers where the Mississippi dumps out.
Right.
Now, a lot of people think of New Orleans, and they think of, okay, you're on the coast, but you got to go like 2 hours out of New Orleans to get to Venice, Louisiana. Okay, we get in the boat, and we have to buy a map. He bought a map that cost $47. Scared me to death when he bought the map. The map cost $47. But the map lays out each individual oil company's field because they're all drilling out there in the Gulf of Mexico. So what you do, you have a semblance of safety when you get out there in a small boat. We were in a small boat. It was about 40-something feet, but that's small when you're thinking about the ocean. We got out there in that small boat, and what we do is we go out to a particular oil rig, and we'll tie up to that oil rig while we're fishing. We got a big boat hook that we'll reach over and grab the rig and a lot of line, and we'll get on the other side where the current will take us out, and we'll tie off on the rig. Now, that allows us to do 2 things. We can fish, or we can go up on the rig. Some of those riggers will call you up, man, and they got it made out there. You ever been to an oil rig?
They'll let you do that?
Yeah, man, them suckers, they will invite you up and say, come on up, because Doc knows all of them. Like at Oil Rig 47, I think that's a Shell oil rig. But we'll go up into the rig itself. And it's kind of like going into a spaceship. And, you know, it's like they're pumping the oil, and they got all these meters and things in there, and they get a certain meal allotment that is out of this world. They will be barbecuing T-bone steaks up there on that rig. They'll like work, I don't know how they work. I think they work 2 weeks, and then they're off 2 weeks.
2 on.
2 on, 2 off. And they fly out there to the rig in a helicopter, and then they fly back. That's all that's in Louisiana, Venice, Louisiana, those trailers and helicopter pads. But I love to go down there because, you know, I can swim from one rig to the next. But we were at the last lighthouse on the coast of Louisiana, right there, the last lighthouse on the Mississippi.
Yeah.
And Doc said, look out there on the horizon. And he sails by the chart, and he sails by eye. And so we hooked the compass up and everything. He said, we're going out there to that speck. I said, oh, please, don't go out there, man. I was scared as a sissy in boot camp. I said, don't go out there, man. Man, we cranked that little bitty boat up, and we went out there, man. It was cold-blooded. We hit it, and we traveled like for 45 minutes, and it took us 45 minutes to get 3 miles. We made 3.5 miles. We got out there and tied up, man. I had the best time of my life. But the only thing I don't like about deep-sea fishing, man, is that when you let we're fishing with fish that are keepers here in these little lakes.
That's right.
And you cut them up, and you got like 10 hooks on your line, and a weight big as your head, and you throw it down there, man, and it takes like it kills you just to hold it.
Oh yeah.
And you know you can't tell you when you got a bite. And when I pulled that snapper up, a shark or something grabbed it.
Yeah.
And it took it, man, and went berserk. And he said, "Come on, let me have it." So he started reeling it up. He said, "Huh, man, this your fish." Yeah. And then I started reeling it, man. And he had some of them little reels. You just hit the button and say, and they come up. But I said, no, we don't want to fish like that. That's sissy fishing.
Oh, yeah.
So, man, I got that fish in, man, and I sat down. I didn't fish no more that day. I said, I'm through, Holmes.
I tell you, my brother used to work on an oil rig off the coast of Venice, too. It was Arco, though.
Arco, yeah, they big down there.
He used to go fishing on the rig.
Yeah.
He used to bring home some snapper, man, that were out of this world.
There is a man in this...
having snapper steaks.
Yes, that's what I had, some slabs. It's a man in this town. His name is Oscar. Oscar has a boat down there that's big as Doc's boat, and they like in competition. Oscar actually has people who will pay him to go to Louisiana. They'll say, here, Oscar, here's $300. They'll pay his gas, pay his hotel. They got some bad hotels, mean hotels with truck drivers and everything staying in them, and you got to be real cool when you're in them kind of hotels, you know. You can't take no women and things with you, no chilling. This is serious tobacco chewing and, you know, take a shower and get on out of there kind of hotel. But Oscar will come back with, he had us, you know, have you ever seen, what's the biggest cooler you've ever seen?
Ooh, man, probably about arm's length, maybe 4 feet wide.
Yeah, he has one of those 4 feet GOT, G-O-T-T, one of those GOT coolers, and the man did not believe it. The head of the snapper was in one end of the cooler coming out, and the tail was coming out of the other.
Oh, man.
Cold-blooded. He sells snapper to the Yang Yangs up here in Atlanta, to the Orientals and the Koreans.
Oh, yeah?
Cold-blooded.
Man.
Hey, appreciate your call, man.
No problem, man.
Brackish water. I love it. I love it. Hey, I love it.
This is News Radio 640 WGST, where you get good times without great oldies. We give you today's hottest issues, not yesterday's music. So when you want to know what's going on in your world right now, come to 640 on your AM dial. News Radio 640 WGST. If you miss a day, you miss a lot.
Now is the best time to test drive a 1991 Audi 100 with substantial factory-to-dealer incentives on select models or lease options like the Audi 3-year test drive. You'll find exceptional values. And whether you buy or lease, Audi pays for all scheduled maintenance for 3 years or 50,000 miles. So visit your Audi dealer now and take advantage of these special offerings. The Audi 100. One more way Audi lets you take control.
When Chunky, the big soup, decided to make a chicken corn chowder, we had to think big. So the chunks of chicken aren't there. The amount of sweet corn, not but. And the size we cut the potatoes, bigger. Because this deliciously different chicken corn chowder isn't just soup, it's big soup. Chunky chicken corn chowder. Soup so big it eats like a meal. Look in this Sunday's paper for big savings on Chunky, the big soup.
You talking about Friday night music? Cut all the lights out in the crib. Light up a couple sticks of incense. Take the phone off the hook. Or better yet, unplug it. Just unplug it. Put some Isley Brothers on the box. You know, sprinkle a little baby powder on the sheets. Turn that VCR off, you know. Light a candle. That's what you need to do. Cut that TV off, you know. And listen to these Isley boys. You know what I'm saying? The Isley boys. Guaranteed to bleed. Make Melinda surrender that tender. Fellas, I want you to be nice. I want you to be nice. Ask for it, don't take it. Cold-blooded, guaranteed to bleed. Come in. Glad to be here alone with a lover like no one. When I was living in apartments over there in Big Creek over there off of Campbellton Road, I used to play that. And my neighbors would actually come outside and just stand and, you know, and look in the crib just to see what I was doing. Because I could sing. In my younger days, I could sing this jam just as good as the Isley Brothers, you know. And I could play a mean air guitar. You know, I see you over there playing an air guitar. I was just as good as Ernie Isley. And Ernie Isley was trained by the best. You know who trained Ernie Isley to play the guitar? Listen to his music the next time. Check this out. Just check it out. Check it out. Listen. Wait till you hear the guitar part, and you tell me who this sounds like. Maybe this might not be the jam, but he plays a mean... Oh, I'll tell you the jam. Who's that lady? Anyhow, I'll tell you who trained Ernie Isley. I'll tell you who trained him. I don't need to play that. Jimi Hendrix. Bobby and Ben Hill, you're on the talk. How you like Underground Posse?
How you doing, Ralph?
Extra large. I'm doing great.
Good. A couple of things. One, I wanted to mention to you, I work with a gentleman by the name of Ernell Hill.
Uh-oh.
Sound familiar to you?
Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Now, I got my hand on the red button. Is this a good call or a bad call?
Oh, this is a good call.
All right, Ernell Hill. Let me take my hand off the button. Ernell Hill was in my graduating class of Southwest High School.
No.
He is still my personal friend. He is as skinny. We used to joan him. You know what joning is, right?
No, that is not the Ernell Hill. I'm talking about the Ernell Hill that works for the Boy Scouts of America.
That is his daddy.
Okay.
That is, you work for Mr. Hill then.
Right.
Oh, I was just going to say if you work for his son, I was going to dump this call.
I know, that's right.
No, Mr. Hill is a fine man. He has been in service to the Boy Scout community and the community at large for, what, 500 years?
Yeah, basically.
And I have never in my life, and he has a fool for his son, and he knows it, I have never in my life ever heard Mr. Hill raise his voice.
Never.
Ever, never, ever. He's got every award known to man that the Boy Scouts can bestow or be bestowed upon.
Oh, yeah.
He has that award.
Oh, yeah, and he has truly earned it, too.
He is a good person.
Very, very well.
Very good person. He still lives in the family home. He's from Montgomery, Alabama.
That's right.
He has some pictures in his basement of the old days. I like to go into history and stuff. He's got some pictures of the old days in Montgomery, Alabama that will really take you back. Have you ever visited his home?
I have not had that opportunity. But
you work with
I
him.
need to go by there.
Did you call on me one day at Rich's Academy trying to get a Boy Scout or an Explorer or a troop established up at Rich's?
That I may have. It's a possibility. That may have been a long, long time ago.
Maybe 3 years ago. That's that long?
Yeah.
Okay, you're talking about a long, long time ago. I remember somebody came up there. We were trying to get an Explorer troop set up.
Yeah.
We had one student who was like gung-ho Boy Scout who would wear a Boy Scout suit every day. I was I was a Star Scout. No, Life. Which one is highest? Which one's the highest?
Star.
Star. That's next to Eagle?
Yes.
Yeah, I was a Star Scout. My scoutmaster, he PO'd everybody, so we had to leave him alone. I don't want to say the word. I guess PO is cool. He made us mad, and I got out of the Scouts. But, that was a great program. It is a great program. I was going to say it was. It is a great program, but y'all catching hell now, right?
Oh, yeah. We have to be a little bit more creative with the program.
Yeah. You doubt that the validity of the conversation we've been having about the Statue of Liberty, you doubt that?
I just wanted to correct a...
All right, hurry up quickly now.
Okay, very good.
Very good. Okay, you sound like a scout, man.
Yeah.
Hey, I got to go, man. I got to go. I'm sorry, Mr. Scoutmaster. Donna's out here. I got to sign a couple of autographs. Donna and Renee, how nice of y'all to visit me down here. I tell you, 11 alive.
Donna, the prima donna, Donna, the prima donna, Donna, the prima donna, Donna.
First for news, and first on your AM dial. For the news you want when you need it every hour of every day. Trust News Radio 640 WGST, Atlanta's most dependable news, traffic, and weather station.
Good evening. It's partly cloudy and 79 degrees. I'm Gene Michaels, News Radio 640 WGST. Tomorrow it'll be partly cloudy and the high will be in the upper 80s. Atlanta's official 3-day weather forecast is coming up. Here's what's happening now at 9 o'clock. A former top official of the Central Intelligence Agency has been charged with lying to Congress about the Iran-Contra affair. That indictment unsealed today in Tampa. Craig Gillen of the Special Prosecutor's Office explains.
Today, the federal grand jury returned an indictment against Claire E. George, charging him with 10 counts of felony crime against federal law.
George says his conscience is clear. He expects to be vindicated. If convicted, George could get 50 years and $2.5 million fine. 2 Milwaukee police officers lose their jobs as a result of their handling of an encounter last May with accused serial killer Jeffrey Dahmer. The police chief, Philip Areola, says he is also planning to fire a third officer pending reports on his performance by a commanding officer. Witnesses say the officers let the naked, bleeding boy return to Dahmer's apartment after being convinced that the youth was 19 years old and involved in a lover's quarrel. Investigators say the youth was one of Dahmer's 17 murder victims. Police spokesperson in Fort Lauderdale say that authorities there are convinced Donald Leroy Evans was involved in the death of a woman whose body was found in that city in 1985. Authorities say Evans claims to have killed dozens of people. A scientific panel says if global warming turns up the world's thermostat, the United States should be able to handle it with relative ease. Correspondent Howard Ehrenstein explains.
Scientists say that greenhouse gases being released into the atmosphere will warm things up over the next several decades. But not to worry. A A new report from the National Academy of Sciences says global warming should not be too difficult for the U.S. to handle, that Americans should be able to adapt to the changing environment. Rob Kopic worked on the report.
The changes that would accompany a gradual greenhouse warming increase over the next 40 or 50 years would probably not do away with human society as we know it. It would certainly change the face of human society.
The panel recommended making changes in the future to ease the impact of the warming process, but pointed out that Americans may not mind, since many are already moving to warmer climates. Howard Ehrenstein, CBS News, Washington.
Atlanta City Solicitor Raines Carter says his review of the rap sheet of Bruce Theron Brown shows the accused killer of a Korean grocery store clerk last week has been charged with a crime on an average of every 6 months since Brown has been in Atlanta. News Radio 640 WGST's Wade Metlock report.
Says Brown, charged yesterday in the murder of Yun Hai Hodo at the Chestnut Grocery last week, most recently was convicted in 2 drug cases, but only served time for 1.
He was convicted on December 17th, 1990, on a drug offense, and was given a 5-year sentence with 7 months to serve. He was also convicted on the 21st of December 1990 on another drug offense, and was given a 5-year sentence with 7 months to serve to run concurrent with the conviction of December 17th.
Carter says he counts 3 aggravated assault charges against Brown, but in one case, the charge was dropped in the absence of a victim. Brown told a judge today he doesn't want an attorney. Wade Medlock, News Radio 640 WGST.
News Radio 640 WGST time, 4 minutes past 9 o'clock. In baseball action, the Los Angeles Dodgers defeated the Pittsburgh Pirates this evening by a score of 4-3 in 10 innings. Weather in a moment.
Okay, identify this. It's a dying refrigerator. Fortunately, you can get a new Kenmore refrigerator at Sears Brand Central right now. A 20 cubic foot top mount for just $458. Save 41 bucks. 20 cubic feet. Maybe you can't put a bed in it, but it'll sure hold a lot of leftovers. And it's all frostless. Sale ends Saturday at Sears Brand Central. The brand you want at the store you trust. Price may vary in Alaska, Hawaii, and Puerto Rico.
Sears Brand Central here. You know, it's my birthday. Thank you very much. And to celebrate, we're having a big party. It's the Sears AT&T Birthday Bash. All kinds of AT&T products are on sale, and you can win really dynamite prizes. Heck, there are 3 grand prizes alone. Hundreds of other prizes, too, and there's no purchase necessary. You have to be 18 or older to enter, void where prohibited. But get all the details at participating stores, and remember, it all ends September 21st. The Sears AT&T Birthday Bash, all for me. Isn't that great? Except I really wanted a bike.
The official 3-day Weather Channel forecast from News Radio 640 WGST. We are looking at a wonderful weekend weather-wise. Now, we'll still have a few isolated showers and thunder showers into this evening. It'll be partly cloudy overnight tonight, though, with a low temperature of 70 degrees. Then it stays partly cloudy on Saturday, a high of 88. Partly cloudy to mostly clear, 69 Saturday night. Sunday, just like Saturday, partly cloudy and 88. And for Monday, as we start off the next work week, partly cloudy skies and a high of 85. With 24-hour-a-day coverage at the Weather Channel Cable Network, I'm Brent Bass for 640 WGST.
And we'll update you on the Braves score. The Braves defeating the New York Mets in the top of the 4th by a score of 3-0. And the Dodgers and the Pittsburgh Pirates will be starting their twilight doubleheader after the game 1, which Dodgers won. News Radio 640 WGST time is 6 minutes past 9 o'clock.
When Chunky, the big soup, decided to make a chicken corn chowder, we had to think big. So the chunks of chicken aren't there. The amount of sweet corn, not, but. And the size we cut the potatoes, bigger. Because this deliciously different chicken corn chowder isn't just soup, it's big soup. Chunky chicken corn chowder. Soup so big it eats like a meal. Look in this Sunday's paper for big savings on Chunky, the big soup.
Do you know there are only 44 sounds in the English language? 44. And when you learn these 44 sounds called phonics, you can read and spell almost everything. That's why Hooked on Phonics is so successful. We've set these 44 sounds to music, making learning to read simple and fun. So get hooked on phonics and take the mystery out of learning to read. Call 1-800-ABCDEFG.
But most important of all, thanks belong to Almighty
always first for news. Now first on your AM dial. This is Atlanta's most trusted news, traffic, and weather station. News Radio 640, WGST.
On the talk how you like Underground Posse.
Street life, or you're gonna feel the cold. There's always love for sale.
A grown-up fairy tale. Prince Charming always smiles behind the silver spoon. And if you keep it young, your song is always sung.
Your love will pay your way.
It'll pay your way. What is it?
Street life.
Telling you. What is it again? What is it?
Street life.
That's what it's called. Street life.
Street life.
That's what it is. That's what's happening.
Street life.
Cold-blooded. Cold-blooded.
Street life.
Street life.
Yeah, street life.
Back at you on the talk how you like Underground Posse. Yeah, Ralph from Ben Hill. 233 WGST. 1-800-FON WGST. Clayton County policeman charged with raping a suspect. A trailer dweller up in Gainesville stabbed and killed his little daughter, little 6-year-old girl. Slit his wrist, didn't finish the job. Great man Charles H. King is not doing too well. Suffered from cancer. Hope you're listening, Charles. Hang on in there, my brother. Yitzhak Shamir, little bulldog from Israel, holding on to the Palestinian land. Russia is breaking up, and we're worrying about who's got the bomb, you know. Old David Letterman has a hell of a top 10 list here for the cheerleader hit mom over there in Texas. All kind of topics tonight. The chicken place fire, Statue of Liberty. Don't ask me how we got into that. We've been reminiscing about the greatest concerts of all time. Ben Jones over there in China, Tiananmen Square. George Wallace trying to repent, you know. Principals paddling, chilling and things. Bruises on their booties, big as grapefruits and things. So you got one of them bruises too, huh, girl? I hear you hollering. Yeah. 233 WGST, 1-800-FON WGST. It's a happy hour. This is Ralph from Ben Hill, trying to decide where I'm going to go. I know I'm not going to go nowhere tonight. I'm scared. You know, I'm scared. I'm scared. But in the morning, when I wake up, I'll have my nerve. Because I'm tired. I'm tired tonight. I'm going to take a little rest. Might head over to Savannah first thing in the morning. Can I get any volunteers? Any sisters want to ride to Savannah for a minute? You know? Want to get that last little taste of salt water? Anybody got a bikini they want to wear once more? Oh, last time I did that, man, you know. You remember when I did the date? It was good. It was nice. It was good. Last time I did, I had a good time. Sister Irita. Her name on the radio was Sherry, right? Yeah, we went to the Omni in a limousine, ate all express limos, dinner at Houston's. I was a man of my word. Had a good time. Maybe I could take somebody to Savannah. Maybe I can just close my eyes and punch one of these buttons, and the next thing you know, it'll be my ride. You know, somebody I can kind of like get to know. It's 4 hours. There's nothing once you get on the other side of Macon. Nothing before you get to Savannah. That's plenty of time to fall in love, you know? I remember when I went to Savannah, the last time I went, my son, he's 12. He was 2. No, I think he was 1. It's been a long time since I've been to Savannah. He was 1, and he cried all the way. We were in my partner's car. We were in a bad Volvo, had sound system and everything. My son cried all the way from Savannah all the way to Atlanta. I mean, nonstop, no hiccups, just I was like, man, I don't know what was wrong with the boy, you know? I don't know what was wrong with the boy. Couldn't find out he had a crab in his diaper. Nah, just joking. He did cry. Let's go now, ladies and gentlemen. Come with me now as we go back in time and talk with the time surfer.
It's a bad time there, brother. You gotta catch the wave, you know what I mean?
What's the wave, homie?
Well, you ain't got 5 seconds from now, do you?
No, I ain't got 5 seconds from there.
Well, it's gone forever. What you gonna do about it?
I'm gonna catch the next wave. Did you see it? There we go.
You gotta catch the one you're on.
I'm on it.
Okay, man, you and I was both at Byron.
I was down there in the mud, down there in the hog pen.
Disgusting.
Down in the mud, boy. I had a good time. Did you get any of that brown acid?
No, brother, I didn't touch that, man. We had the medical tent.
The medical tent?
Yeah, man, we fed people, man, and when they came in freaked out.
Yeah.
I mean, really freaked out.
Right.
We comforted them. We talked to them. Or we tried to lay them to rest.
How long did it take the people in Byron, Georgia to recover from that rock concert?
I have no idea, man. I wish I went back down there to find out.
That was the biggest and baddest rock concert in the history of the Southeast.
Well, it was probably as good as Woodstock.
It was just second. That's what made it different. Woodstock was first. I never forget when Sly came on the stage. I was out of my mind. I didn't know where I was. And he came on the stage and it was like I was seeing colors and things, you know, and he got up and he had a...
Smoking.
I wasn't smoking nothing. Somebody had rubbed a microdot tab or something in my skin, man.
Oh, my God.
It freaked me out. I didn't know you could get high like that.
Yeah, well, we had this guy on the table.
Yeah.
They brought him in, man. He was totally, like, prone.
I haven't heard that word in years.
Every once in a while, he'd wake up.
Yeah.
And, you know, we were there with him.
Yeah.
I mean, this was the worst-case scenario.
Right.
He'd wake up and he'd go, Coca-Cola? Coca-Cola? I said, man, you want some Coca-Cola? And he just kind of lay back right down, man. His eyes rolled back. And, you know, no, we were down there for the whole purpose of trying to...
help people.
Yeah, man, I didn't see one person sing.
I saw the Chambers brothers.
Fat lady sing.
You talking about Mama Cass?
Yeah, hey, but you and I got a lot of other things in common, man, like what's your favorite fishing hole?
Here in Atlanta?
Anywhere around Atlanta.
My backyard.
No, man, how about up at the Etowah, the Little Dam?
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Yeah,
but you know what? How do you know when they're generating? How do you know when the Corps of Engineers... Okay, I don't know that number.
Well, you can find it in the... I don't have it memorized.
Don't they sound a siren when they get ready to generate the water from the dam?
Up there, when you're down at that little dam down near that damn, what do you call it?
They got like a little meal house on the dam.
Yeah, man, where all the drum fish come up in.
That's what we catch, drum. I mean, people are shoulder to shoulder as far as the eye can see on one side of the river fishing for drum.
But now how do they get up in there without... Well, the last time I went down there, man, they tried to arrest us.
Well, we walk. You have to park on this road.
Sneak in there.
Yeah, but it's a long walk. And my daddy... My dad, yeah, well, it's a sneak. My dad and his friend, they have like a hand truck because you cannot carry your stuff. You got to put it like on a hand truck or something and take it on down in there. But once you get in there, you still got to fight and crawl all through the backwoods and get all up in there on the bank. And then you got to beg somebody to let you in next to them. But it's some of the best fishing I've ever had. You cast out, right, you cast
up the Corps Engineers,
right,
number,
right.
They'll tell you when they generate and when they don't.
You cast out as far as you can see. Right. You like those drumfish?
Going to New Orleans, man, although I love the food down there.
Yeah, I might just go for the heck of it, man. Go down there and get me some boudin or some, what they call it? Yeah, boudin.
I don't know what they call it, man, but you know, hey,
boudin is
like fish, you know what I mean?
Right, no, you thinking about something else. You thinking about food. All right, time surfer. I tell you, he's just the kind of guy that would operate a medical tent at the Byron, Georgia festival, I tell you. Went down there with a guy named Breeze, my fraternity brother Breeze, who is now a big-time attorney in Spartanburg, South Carolina, attorney M. Parker Vick. You know, suckers with names like Breeze turn into attorneys. M. Parker Vick, with an office in Spartanburg, South Carolina, Sumter, South Carolina, Fayetteville, North Carolina, where he's from, And my other buddy who I went to Woodstock with, two other dudes. One dude's name was Hawk. His name was Brian Hawkins, and he called himself Hawk. Little short guy, smart as I don't know what. He was a wizard. He was a wizard. He was a computer whiz before computers came out, you know. He probably invented computers. I don't know what he's doing now, but this other dude who we went to Byron, Georgia with, his name was Jerome Hall, and he changed his name to Jeru. And he was like a Swami. He followed the Bhagavad Gita Sri Rajneesh. He went all the way around the world 3 times. That's just how tough he is on that meditation stuff. And I'm talking about he left here physically and spiritually. He went around the world. He was real good. He taught people how to meditate. Om, om. Boy, when I look back on those years, Lord have mercy, how did I survive? How did I, I just, the only way to survive when you're in situations like that is just to keep on hanging on, you know? I just kept hanging on. 233 WGST, 1-800-FON-WGST. Let me go, Donna. Give it up. Give it up. You don't want me. You don't want Ralph. Just got me hanging on. Let me go, Donna. Let me go, girl.
This is Walter Reeves. I host Atlanta's best-known, longest-running lawn and garden show every Saturday morning. For information you can trust, join me 9 to 11 on Atlanta's first choice for news, traffic, and weather. News Radio